Yeah. The safety of the children. Yeah. However, if the other parent objects, yes, the court will decide if the move will be allowed or if it will be permanent if the or if it will be permanent if the move has already taken place. Yes. Now, this domestic violence, yes, where you get arrested one time, you go through diversion, yes, your record is expunged, right, and for the rest of your life, you cannot get the laws enforced. You can say that no treatment order, competency to stand trial. Yeah, I have a mental disease or defect for knowing I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. Yes, knowing that, well, as far as I know, right. None of the other requirements necessary to prove competency for a person in law enforcement. Sworn statement. 911 phone call. Yeah. Pictures. Yeah. Witnesses. Ouch. Now, for all the police officers that get arrested for domestic violence and child abuse, yeah. How many of you have been found incompetent to stand trial? Well, give me every employee of law enforcement that, according to the definition of law, yes, you are sworn police officers. Yes. And then get me all of the accusations of domestic violence and child abuse. Yeah. Where your spouse said it was a problem during your marriage. And then get me all the times that you were prosecuted. Yes. And then of the prosecutions, how many of you were found incompetent? Here, let's reapproach this just for a second. Yes. You said because of a traffic citation, because of the fake perpetrator. Yes, because I wasn't there. The fake victim that did not acknowledge the protection order. Yes, yes, yes. Didn't have the right to confidentiality. Yes. You didn't have the right to serve me in the Sequim Public Library. Yes. You served somebody else where that proof of service was not put on the vine. That's right. That you used forgery and fraud to issue it. Yes. That of all of those in law enforcement. Yes. Yes. That have ever been served any no contact orders. Yeah. How many of those no contact orders, extreme protection orders, or protection orders, yes, have been served on you where your own spouse didn't have to sign it? Sign it right now. How many of those in law enforcement have ever seen a forgery on their own protection orders? How many of those in law enforcement that have had a dissolution of marriage, yes, had a no contact order issued against them by their spouse, right, without any documentation? Of any proof of domestic violence or child abuse. Oh, now when I go through these incompetencies, yes, incompetent to stand trial, not competent, right now, I'm going to want that for every individual in law enforcement, yes, that has ever been employed in law enforcement for the last 40 years. Now I'm going to sue you. Do you understand? Um, the relocation of my sons where they're in the wrong grades, yeah, so they can play football. Why don't you get me the coaches in each and every county and every city of the United States? In fact, just give me all of those that are employed in every school district that are considered mandatory reporters. Yeah, because the thought is, yes, your wife can accuse you one time of being a domestic abuser, and from then on, you have no rights at all. Now, let's see here. I put on the war crimes drive. Yes. What's known as the court hearings. Yeah. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. Yeah. I put on there the dissolution of marriage and the domestic violence order. Yes. And just looking at it, Judge Newport. Yeah. Do you remember the Homer Mueller trial? Yeah. And then Discover Bank, it's canceled and rescheduled. Yes. Does Clark County remember me? Well, and then let's see here. On July 22nd of 2011, there was a Superior Court case. Yeah. Was this on the vine? Yeah, because there was no proof of service right now. Why don't you give me every one of those vine entries where? Hmm. Um, I was not served in the state of Washington. Yes, the state of Washington did not have the jurisdiction to issue a protection order. The state of Washington has never had jurisdiction to issue a protection order. Now, 6/15 of 2012. Yes. Um, Superior Court case. Yeah. That's when I was on trial. Yes. Uh-huh. Domestic violence. Heidi Lee, domestic violence. 6/15. That went on the vine. All these Superior Court case. Obviously, there's not all the court hearings on here. Yep. Why are some court hearings not on the hearings and some aren't? Now, just looking at it, yes, because I just did this yesterday. Yeah. Did you want a copy of the public court record? Yes, because I'm actually wanting to live with my family. Now, for all of you that said my wife wasn't employed for the first 4 years of her kidnapping, I wanted to remind the sheriff that proving my wife is insane, yes, gave me the same right, yes, to housing, welfare, and all the other Department of Social Health services that she's received. Yeah. But you looked at me as a man and said, well, you should just get a job and just pay for it. I looked at you as a sheriff and said, you can go to prison for the rest of your life. Now, it's interesting how we look at each other, isn't it? Yes. I'm looking at you, saying that you're corrupt. Yep. You're looking at me like I didn't pay child support. Ooch. I give you the evidence of crime. Yes. And you refuse to enforce the law. You're looking at me like I'm stupid for thinking that you would. Yes. I'm looking at you like I'm going to sue your family.